let's talk about the different configurations then, because you're mentioning this proportionate policing, and so not everybody needs, like, let's just call it the full Monty, right? You don't need like 50 different units around a stadium, as an example, during a football game, which, by the way, is also another place that's been kind of a common location where drones are either purposefully or errantly flying into controlled airspace in the United States, football being, the National Football League, as opposed to soccer on your end. That's what we call your football. But tell us,
we won't go into that
about the configurations.
Yeah, so it's interesting that you raised football stadiums. Just as we'll go back to that for a second. We had a recent incident with and I can't, I'm afraid, go into who was operating the system and when, but let's just say it was a major football or soccer, as you would say, event, and there was an incident where an individual was, as it turned out, just trying to get his YouTube moment. Was just building up some some film, and was flying the drone outside of the stadium, but very close to the stadium. And there was a risk that if that drone crossed into the stadium with 90,000 people in there, then that would have caused a major incident, as you can quite imagine. Mass pandemonium. And I unapologetically go back to the proportional policing line, because what this system was able to enable for the operator was that we were able to detect not only the drone but where the pilot was. And in this case, the pilot had chosen to launch his drone and then walk back into the car park and climb into his car, thinking that he was safe to operate it there without being detected. Well, within 5 minutes there was a knock on his window. The drone pilot was arrested. The drone was confiscated, and to my knowledge, he was prosecuted. So that's a great example, again, of where we've contained an incident, through the use of this cutting-edge technology.
Well, that is a great example. And can you walk us through, Martin? I think we have a slide of the different configurations, because you have, I believe, a mobile iteration. You've got a tactical unit. You've got one. Oh, here we go.
The slide is up. I was just waiting for the slide to come up.
Yeah, there you go. Why don't you walk us through that?
Yeah, you go. So look, yes, you're absolutely right. So there are multiple ways that counter-UAS capability can and should be employed. And here's a couple of great examples. In the top left and the top right, we have what we call our directional antenna. This is a narrow cone, but long range antenna. And this is ideal for situations like long borders, or as we use it in the UK, for airports. So it's stares down the runway and looks way out into the extended centre line. So protecting aircraft in those critical moments when they're both landing and departing. On the bottom left is the what we call the tactical system. Now this this is particularly useful in a multitude of ways, because it comes in 3 Peli cases, easily transportable in the back of any small vehicle, and can be out of the Peli cases and operational. Well, the company record is 3 minutes, but I would suggest that that's it's 5 to 10. But even so, that you can see that is a rapid deployment of a counter-UAS capability. On the right, we have what we call the covert vehicle deployment. Now, this can be fitted to any vehicle, and again in 10 minutes, and taken off without any modification to the vehicle. And this is used for both mobile deployments in airports, so protecting perimeters, moving to the area of an incident, or even convoy protection. And we've seen it used widely for that in many areas, many countries.
Oh, that's awesome. And I love the rapid nature at which someone can deploy this when needed.